brothers, to partake in this crusade will bring honor to the Imperium of Man and the Emperor. Deus Volt, Deus Volt, Deus Volt, Deus Volt. Warhammer 40k. Oh, the amount of people who just keep coming back and just being like, you should check out Warhammer 40k. It's just like, as Thor, Pirate Software, aka the beloved Grandmaster Thor. Let's see, Pirate Software, Warhammer. Let's see. There's a short. Oh, here we go.
Have you heard about Warhammer? You mean?
Yeah, I've seen this one.
Yeah. You mean Warhammer? Have you heard about Warhammer? You mean Warhammer 401k, where you have to take money out of your 401k in order to play it because it's so expensive, because the minis are just so goddamn expensive, and then you spend all of your time painting one of those minis, and then it breaks, and then you have to create a kit bash of all of your different minis just to make a new unit because you are too ashamed to admit to anyone that you spent all that money on it and it's broken now? That Warhammer? Never heard of it. Have you heard about
that Warhammer? Never heard of it.
In other words, he plays it.
Yes, yes. Thor is very much aware of Warhammer 40k, and so are we. We played a little bit of Space Hulk, and not only that, but I played Warhammer 40k Space Marine 1, and Warhammer Space Marine 2 is coming out later this year. Again, in September. September's just going to be a banger of a month, dude. September's just going to be like a baller-ass month. I can't wait. So, Warhammer 40k Space Marine, the official PvE co-op mode gameplay reveal trailer. That's a mouthful. So, co-op mode in a Warhammer 40k game, basically purging Xeno filth with your brothers in arms. What could be more human than that? I'm joking. I'm joking. What could be?
It's not the first time it's been done by any means, but
no.
This is I think it's the first time the Space Marine had co-op. Because if I'm not mistaken, the first one did not have co-op.
No, it did not. But Deathwing did. Space Hulk Deathwing did.
That's because it's a co-op game.
Well, yeah. But
it's like that one has it. So does Darktide.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you want to go over to the fantasy universe, there's Vermintide 2.
Yeah, true. But Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, I'm excited for this. The only drawback is that Mark Strong will not be back to voice the main character. But from what
we got this coming out, I haven't even got to buy Rogue Trader yet.
Oh yeah?
You know what Rogue Trader is?
No.
It's a CRPG set in the 40k universe.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, honestly, this game looks like it's going to be fun.
Just CRPG based off an actual TTRPG that's set in the 40k universe.
Okay.
There is a tabletop role-playing game system for Warhammer 40k called Rogue Trader.
All right.
So if you ever want to play that instead of Dungeons and Dragons, we could always give it a shot.
I'm still having too much fun playing D&D with everyone else. The game we got going on currently is just too much damn fun.
We'll see if it still remains that way with this next session.
I think
I'm
it
still
will.
worried about it. We'll see.
Don't be. Anyway, we have the trailer for the Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 co-op trailer. Let's give it a watch. Here we go.
We kill it. We break the synaptic connection.
They'd scatter like rats.
And if you're wrong, if it's not there, I cannot afford to throw men after a hunch.
Give me 2 squads. 3 Space Marines. That's all I can spare. Brief them immediately.
Damn.
Talassa, we are almost there. What is your status?
Drop complete. Moving to objective.
Acknowledged. Proceeding to relay.
Talassa on the march to take that high tyrant's head.
Hell yeah.
This is the main reason I'm excited about the game.
The Tyranids.
Yeah.
Now we end this.
All right.
carve up some Xenos.
Bomb is in place.
Interesting that they went with 3 people.
We can make it. Keep going.
Yeah, I don't understand why no 4-player, but 3
Yeah,
players.
co-op is always 2 or 4 players, it seems like.
Ooh, okay.
The lights will guide
I
us
like
first.
that. Oh, it's so
Going
good.
to kill you soon enough, demon. Hold fast, brother. Withstand the heat and keep moving.
Right on.
Knock, knock, who's there? It's the goddamn Tyranids. Yeah. Jesus H, dude. Just for the gameplay alone, this is like if God of War and Gears of War had a baby and basically just shot everyone, like everyone's just like a hulking mass of like twisted steel and just Xeno killing like awesomeness. This is just so good. I love the look of this. I love the fact that, you know, like multiplayer has always been something that people have wanted, and the fact that we're getting it, and once again, dude.
Let's just hope that the game releases in a good state, because that's always the worry nowadays.
Well, they've taken their time with it. They've taken their time with it from their original announcement until the release. And I hope that that's enough time. Let's see. When did they first announce it? Let's see. Okay, here we go. 2021. So they've had 3 years.
It's not a super long time for a game, in my opinion.
No, it was announced. That doesn't mean that it was like
True.
They started
doesn't
developing
mean
it
they
3
started
years
working
ago.
on it then, yeah.
Yeah, from what I understand, they've been like this has been worked on for a longer time. Than, like they worked on it for at least I think 2 years before they did the announcement in 2021. So 5 years. That's a pretty good dev cycle. And it was originally like going to come out last year, but then they delayed it to this year. So
I just wonder why they went with 3 people. That's so odd.
I don't know.
I mean, it seems like the idea was, you know, I don't know. They could have easily said, like, 4 Marines, that's all I could spare, you know, and change that part of the story, but, yeah. It's interesting that they went with 3 instead of 2 or 4. I was expecting it to be 2, you know.
Yeah, or at most, but then they were just like, oh no, 3.
Now that it's 3, I'm like, who am I gonna actually play this with? It's gonna be a hard choice.
Yeah.
Figure out who the 2 people I'll play through it with would be, you know. It's a lot of times it's usually just like I have to grab 1 person, but now I have to grab 2 people. Like,
Well,
it's like Wasteland 3 the other day. I was just like, I could play through this by myself. I was like, Argo, you're wanting to play a CRPG again, right? Like, you like CRPGs? What if I buy you Wasteland 3? Okay. I can't afford to buy this for 2 other people.
no.
And
Well, I'll
myself.
buy it.
Wasteland 3 worked because it was on sale for like $8.
I'll buy this. Dude, I will happily buy this.
And then
I'll-
who's the 3rd person?
Nino. Or Jake. Or Rick. I mean, I don't know. But I'm willing to buy this. I'm willing to buy this, like, straight out the gate. Just go. The Swarm engine. So this is an engine developed directly by Saber. So, Stadia decided to use the World War Z license. Okay, so, alright. Interesting. This is the same engine that they used for World War Z. Interesting. Okay. Also, I didn't know that they kept updating it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, probably have to check it out more. We'll see. But
Yeah, my main thing is like I can't tell from the video exactly like the things I want to know about this game. Like the video tells me what I already know basically, which is good. Like
yeah,
you know, it doesn't look like something that wasn't what I was expecting, so that's good. I want to know if they're putting Tyranids in there, like are they putting all the Tyranids in there and stuff like that? You know, I want to know how that's gonna play and how they're gonna look. I want to see the obscure ones. I don't just want to be fighting thousands of Termagants all day long, you know. I want to see like some Zoanthropes and some crazy shit. Like, I want to fight a fucking boss that's a goddamn Carnifex, you know.
Oh God,
Like,
yeah.
stuff like that. It's like they're like the Hive Tyrant. It's like, yeah, the Hive Tyrant's scary, but what about Carnifexes?
Well, Carnifexes and like they're I don't know, dude. There's a lot that they could do with this.
Also, I want to know if
I'm
it's going to
excited
be
for it,
only
to say the
Tyranids,
least.
you know, because the first game was orcs for like the first third, and then at a point they brought in Chaos Marines. So I was like, well, this is
Yeah.
dope. I'm glad that they have like two different factions, and the Chaos Marines are like one of the most metal factions besides the Tyranids in the game, you know.
Skulls for the Skull Throne.
It's like
Blood for the Blood God.
this game could be either. I would say this game looks like so far it will range from anywhere from like a 6 to like a 10, and it depends on how much they do. It's like 6 is still good. It's above average, you know. It's something
yeah.
I would have fun with and play through one time. Like, but like a 10 would be like, okay, Tyranids for one thing, but then let's also see some Dark Eldar and a little bit of Chaos Marines and Orcs. Like,
Well, they're bringing back the Chaos Marines, and they said that they're also bringing in the followers of Zintak, who are like a rogue legion who follow basically a god, like a demon god of sorcery,
it's basically some other Chaos Marines.
another form of Chaos Marines. But yeah, basically there are
The
9.
one thing I want to know how
Stardust
you
groups.
would actually do in a game like this, but at the same time I kind of don't want to know, is the Necron.
Oh,
The problem with the Necron is they're essentially immortal, like, or technically invincible. Yes.
Well, I was going to say, I just hear Space Marine cracking his knuckles, just being like, "We'll see."
The thing about them is basically you kill them and then they just sort of reassemble themselves, I think, as far as I understand, anyways.
Well,
They're supposedly like one of the hardest armies to play against in the actual game because of that. Like, you can kill them and they'll just come back the next turn, essentially.
well, once again, you can't reassemble yourself if there are no pieces remaining.
So you got to Kamehameha wave every single one of the entire army into nothing.
Well, no. Instead, just I was going to say, follow like bring onto the battlefield. Like every time you decimate like a group of theirs, you bring a gigantic pot of like molten hot steel, and you throw their pieces into it. You just like pick up the piece and be like, "Oh, here's a head. Oh, here's a torso." Just throw it in and just deal with them that way.
This is the one thing I'm actually wondering now that I'm thinking about it. The Necrons have the best tech, can rebuild themselves, and they're even immune to chaos and Tyranids. Is there something that they are weak against, or do they just have no weaknesses?
Blunt force trauma?
Apparently, like, they're uncreative and predictable unless they have a potent lord controlling them, so it sounds like their only weakness really is to cut off the head of the snake tactic.
Well, there you go. Sounds like a what's it called?
The stories and accounts of Necron forces being stopped in their tracks if their central tombs are either damaged or destroyed.
Sounds like an 86 scenario. You remember the 80? Yeah, like the 86. Yeah, you find the head control console that are controlling all of the machines and then take it out, and basically all of the other ones die. At least for like a certain range.
Apparently, the most damaging weaknesses themselves. Nobility, or rather the politics between the nobility.
Huh.
So the nobility is fairly divided, with some nobility looking to restore their fleshy selves and others living it up in their space terminator bodies. This obviously causes a lot of infighting, as well as the general rivalries amongst the ancient Necron-tier dynasties or noble houses that still persist. So, in conclusion, while their weaponry and resilience is legendary and horrifying, the Necrons are, in reality, just another fish in a crap-filled aquarium of murder and insanity.
Sounds about right. Sounds pretty Warhammer to me.
The next comment down says, crap-filled aquarium of murder and insanity. Never have I read a better description of what Warhammer 40k is.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Yeah, the Necrons sound like they would be really annoying to fight in a game, because it would be that kind of thing like in Dark Souls where you're going down into the tomb and you realize that every skeleton you're killing is just kind of fucking putting itself back together right behind
It's like
you.
the dry bones.
All of a sudden you're in a group of like 16 skeletons and you see yourself be murdered by being stabbed 47 times by skeletons, just as you realize there was a fucking little necromancer bastard standing down there at the bottom of the path going No, I mean,
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
he's like, I needed to kill that guy. Shit.
That little bastard. Son of a bitch. But that's why I always like I'm glad I play a paladin, so that way I can sense evil, and that way I could actually sense the necromancer and be like, oh, there's that little bastard. Hey.
Or half the time, like in Dark Souls 1, actually, if you have a weapon that deals holy damage, it will actually keep the skeletons from respawning. So
Yeah, that's
that
true
works
as well.
too. So that's another pro for a paladin versus necromancer. You know?
Yeah, I would say the biggest thing that, for me, would just be like, hey, Draven, you see that asshole down at the end of the hallway? Yeah. Shoot him in the head. Okay. The skeletons all just collapse. It's just like, and there we go. Necromancer dealt with. Nice shot, Draven. Hey, thanks.
That's
All
why
right.
the necromancers will do craftier things than just standing at the other end of the hallway sometimes.
That's true. That's yeah. They'll have a guardian one to take the hit.
Thought of a really stupid idea just now.
Oh gosh.
I think I'm gonna say it because I don't think I'll ever actually do it in a D&D campaign. But
Go for it.
Imagine a necromancer that's literally just fucking under a little dome that's fucking painted like a rock. Like the
Oh,
little,
gosh.
area around him, and he's just got a little slit he's looking through, and he's just like, skeleton, go get them.
Yeah.
It's like
see that.
you can't find him. He's like, where's he at? He's got to be here somewhere. Nobody can find him because he's just disguised as a rock.
And then all of a sudden, you just I can see it now. Just one of the adventures, just detect evil.
Coming from that rock.
That rock right there.
Yeah.
So what you say? I wonder if that rock's possessed. It's like Grabnar.
You just see it and get a view from the necromancer on the rock, and he's like, shit.
It's like Grabnar. Smash that rock with your hammer. No, don't. It's like, did that rock just talk? I think it did. The rock is possessed. Kill it. No. Don't kill me, please. I'm just trying to protect my goods. Don't. I swear. Every time someone comes down here, no one's ever thought to look under the rock. How and why would you think to look under the rock? Yeah, here we are cosplay or role playing our D&D, and we're not even playing.
Yeah, we need to cut some of this out, probably.
We'll see. Anyway, that's gonna do it. Space Marines 2 looks hype now that the multiplayer has officially been shown to us looks even more hype. I cannot wait for this game. This game is gonna be fun.
Fingers crossed for Zoanthropes and Carnifexes.
There you go. So, either way, that's gonna do it. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Nate.
I am Nick.
Y'all be good people. Take care. Peace.